All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brendan Murphy, and today I'm going to be showing you basically everything that I'm working on. I'm starting a new weekly series here where I show you, for example, brand new indicators that I'm working on, brand new strategies, or improvements that I make to my strategy optimization platform. All of the stuff I'm working on. I'm also going to be sharing the lessons that I learn while I do these that you can apply to your trading to improve your results. So, with all that said and done, let's go ahead and get straight into my little development review. So here we go. The first thing I'm going to show you guys is my new indicators. So I'm working on a bunch of new indicators that are basically rebuilt from the ground up of all of the indicators that you already know and love, but I'm fixing the stuff that simply sucks about the indicators, and I'm honing in on the stuff that is really good about them. So for example, you take a regular moving average. What's the problem with that? Well, by the time you get a signal from the moving average, it's too late. The problem is that they're lagging. So how can I rebuild? So the question was, how do I rebuild a moving average with a custom formula to fix that problem without, simply reducing the length, generating too many false signals, just filling it with noise? So let's go ahead and turn on the Mie moving average. I'm going to go ahead and load up here and then apply on the chart. Cool. So let's go ahead and look. We zoom in here. You can see the moving average line itself, which is this red line here that shows we're trending downwards, and then it switches to green when we're trending upwards. That's really cool. The moving average line itself is designed to be a lot smoother and faster than a regular moving average. So that's already an improvement. But I'm sure, even a blind man could see that we also have these green and red areas appearing on the chart. Now, what are they? So, to fix that problem of a moving average being way too slow that you can't act on these signals, you now get, what do you want to call it? You now get signal, possible reversal signals. So, when price is below the moving average, it starts filling up and getting more and more green. So you can see here it breaks below, it's still white. As it gets further and further below, it turns green. And then once it's green, this is saying, all right, potential reversal coming. Now, it's not perfect. No indicator's perfect, but the idea is to try to give us the best quality information possible. And then, on the flip side, you've got, when it turns red, possible reversal to the downside coming. And this also filters out unwanted noise. For example, if you're trading a moving average crossover, right here, you would have had about 7 trades that were just complete losers. Lose, 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 lose. With this one, it filters out the noise because you don't want to make any trades when the color of this box is really light. For example, right here, yeah, we did have the drop down, but it's not very dark, so the strength of that signal is low. So you look here, not very green, not green at all, not very red, basically white, not much happening. And so that automatically filters out all of those negative trades you would have had with a normal moving average. And so that's what I'm working on with this one. Turns green, signifies the move up, turns red, signifies the move down, filters out noise. So that's the Mie moving average. Very, very cool. I'm still working on all of these. I just wanted to show what I have right now. So that's cool. Let's move on to the next one that I've been working on. Let's just look at the bands. Might take a couple seconds to load here. So the bands are more of a longer term indicator, although you can adjust the band length down to get short term results. However, I'm designing it for longer term stuff. So the bands, you're going to see we've got an upper band and a lower band, and then the band fills itself in with green sometimes or red. Now, what does that mean? These are essentially, again, reversal indicators. So if we want to zoom in on, let's say, this, what's a good, this point here. Basically, what we're going to do is, once it's turning green like this, if it's a strong green and we get the cross above the bottom line, that's our buy signal. The exit signal is when we cross above like this. So that would have been the buy entry. This would have been the buy exit or take profit. And so nice, good trade. Then the short signal would be, okay, you've got the very strong red, you've got the cross beneath, So this right here is your short entry. Exit is when you break below the bottom line. So then this right here is your short position and you made profit. Then switching back to the long side, you don't want to take this one because that's not very dark. Also don't want to take this one because it's very light. You want to wait until you get that very strong green, then you get the crossover. So right here, you go long. Now this one, unfortunately, probably a losing trade. Although if you used a second indicator for confirmation or for perhaps an exit condition, you might have been able to get out earlier and lock in this profit. Nonetheless, this was a decent entry. However, the exit criteria can be tweaked, and that's probably something that I'm going to work on with this specific indicator. So this one, let's just say you got out at the cross beneath. That's slight loser, basically break even. Then going forward, here you have the entry long. Depending where you put your stop loss, if you put it below the support level here, you did not get stopped out. You would have taken profit right there. If you had a tight stop loss like here, then yeah, you would have gotten stopped out. That one could have gone either way. Strong red here, entry down, take profit right here. Good profit on the short side there. So again, this is identifying longer term trades where you can get in as well as get out and secure some profits. Obviously not perfect. All of these are a work in progress. I'm working on all of them pretty much every single day. But yeah, so that's one of the other ones I'm working on. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one now. And that would be the Volatility Oscillator. Make this a bit bigger here. If it will let me. Oh, okay, I got to do this. All right, there we go. So here we have the Volatility Oscillator. Now, this is probably my favorite one of the batch. And that's because the information it gives you is so much more powerful than a normal volatility indicator. Normal volatility just sort of looks like this. Yeah, cool, volatility going up or down, whatever. This one tells you total volatility, volatility towards the upside, and volatility towards the downside. It can signal potential reversals. It can signal trends running out of strength. And it's just one of the most valuable indicators that I've built, in my opinion. So, how does it work? Well, when the size of this is large, then obviously you've got high volatility, and then you can see price kind of going up and down during that phase. And then when it's low like this, you've got low volatility. So price being a little more steady, slight jump here, back to steady. Then the other thing that it shows is upside versus downside volatility. So when we've got markets moving big time towards downside, you see we've got this pickup on the red right here and this massive decrease on the green. Green goes right down. There's no upside volatility whatsoever. Red picks up, big downside volatility. And this actually signals the reversal of that move before it happens. So for example, this right here is the bottom. Now, the downside volatility here is decreasing while the upside volatility is increasing as well. They're converging right here. And then we have sort of this choppy zone right here moving sideways before we get that move upwards, which was right when we had the green volatility increase rapidly right here. So that was a potential trade opportunity based on the indicator. Now again, when the green's on top, you can see we've got a lot of room upside. We can see on average, this is kind of pointing down right here. So this is signaling, hey, kind of running out of steam here. We might be getting a move back to the downside. What do we get? A move back to the downside. That's a really powerful tool that I've developed that tells you, if price sort of has room to move upwards or downwards, as well as showing you the total volatility. And obviously when there's low volatility, there's not particularly any good signals as well. As with all of these, they're all works in progress, continually working on all of them to improve the strength of the signals. But this is one that I'm really, really proud of. So that one is very, very cool. Let's go ahead and hide that one. Move on to the next one, which is the Mie Stochastic. This one's pretty cool too. I quite like this one in terms of signal generation. So the advantages over a normal stochastic that we have is a dynamic upper and lower band for identifying potential trade opportunities. And then we also have simply, I've cleared it up. Why do we have two lines on the normal stochastic? Obviously, we know why for the signals and whatnot, but I've hidden one of them, made the signals clearly identifiable with the background color change here. Now, may not work on every market, might be very specific use case, but if we just look at, let's zoom in a little bit, look at some of these signals. So here we've got a short. That one came tiny bit early, in fact. Price moved down. We get the long signal. First one was right here. That one probably too early for sure. Then we get the second one right here, followed by that quick move up. Going forward, we got the short signal right here. A little bit early as well. You wouldn't have got stopped out here. So that one was profitable. Very, very cool. Got the buy signal right here. Let's write that one off. Definitely not a good signal. Going forward, we get the short signal here. Slightly late, still plenty of room for profit right there. Short signal here. Depending where you put your stop loss, this could have been 50-50, but if you held on to it, clearly a big winner. Even if you exited when you got the long signal right here, still a good winner. Long signal here, yeah, probably got stopped out, so that was a loser. If you placed it a lot looser stop loss, then yeah, you could have got a nice move up. So that one depends on how you configure the indicator. You get the short signal here, probably a little bit early again. In fact, just demonstrating this here, it seems that a common theme with these signals are early. So what I might do between now and next week, when I show my next update, is I might see if we can just get the signals a little bit later and filter out some of that noise, basically, because clearly there's a little too much noise in this indicator. And then we get the buy signal right here. Clearly some kind of fundamental event happening here, making the technical analysis obsolete. So losing trade right there. We get the short here, another losing trade, followed by another one here, which was a nice winner. So that's the Mie Stochastic. Not the best little back test that we just did, but there were some really, really good signals that it generated. So between now and next week, I'm definitely going to look into this and refine it to get rid of some of those bad signals. And then moving on to the last one that I've got to show, and that is the Mie Rsi. So this is more of a longer term, few and far between rendition of the RSI, you could say, and it's strictly looking for divergences, because one of the most common thing that you find with the traditional RSI is that if you trade purely based on the overbought or the oversold level, you quite frequently will be stopped out of the market. So for example, if you trade based on this level right here, go short, okay, you lose. This level, where's the next? For example, another one right here, overbought. If you went short here, price moved up, you would have lost again. And I found that was really, really common. And when I did a little survey asking what the best thing about the RSI was, everyone said divergence, divergence, divergence. So what I've tried to do is make it really, really effective at identifying those divergences. And so then they show up on the chart like this. So we got it right here. It says bearish divergence. Boom, we get the move down. I guess we have to go back. This one here, this was definitely loser. This one here, depending how long you held it, that could have been a short-term winner. In fact, even longer term, that was still a winner as well. So nice. Going back a little bit further, we had certainly bad signal right there. Again, bad signals. This one right here, picked it up a little bit early for sure, but that was still longer term. We do have this move to the downside, so I'll pick that up. This one right here, that was super. Look, divergence, bullish, that was perfect, as well as this bearish, slightly early right here, but again, that was before this nice move to the downside as well. And so those are the indicators that I'm working on currently. And the RSI is actually not finished yet. I started working on that one yesterday, so still a lot of progress to be made on that front. So those are the indicators that I'm working on. Now, one more thing that I want to show that I've been doing this week is some updates to my strategy optimization platform. Let me just pop my face back here for a second and load that one up. All right, here we go. Ooh, cool. All right, make that one full screen. Now I believe, just gotta make sure. Cool. All right, so switch over here now. We've got the strategy optimization dashboard. I'm gonna put my face up here now, so you can see what's going on. So this is one of my clients' dashboards. Name's obscured, can't see any information about him, but here's the very, very cool thing. So I've added per instrument and per strategy tabs. So when you go into per instrument, it breaks down your performance for each different asset or instrument or currency pair that you're trading. So for example, right here, you can see that this client performs exceptionally well on the AUD CAD. You can see the return to date increasing over time. And so what this means is, okay, let's optimize the strategy. Let's do more of AUD CAD. Either take more trades, increase the position size, or something like that. Then you can look at what's one of the lower performers. Definitely looks to be AUD NZD. So maybe less position size on the AUD NZD, less trades, ignore it altogether. But and then you'll see, instead of having, let's say, 84 return on this one and then 74 loss on this one, you eliminate this. Now your return increases by 74, and that's almost doubling your performance. And then same thing per strategy. You can see the return to date for each kind of strategy. So maybe based on this, you might want to reduce the position size or adjust the 20 bounce strategy in this particular example and hone in on this T-wave strategy to increase the performance of that. Also, we've got the optimizations tab highlighting what you're doing on the best trading days as well as your worst trading days, so you can use that information to improve your strategy. Again, you can see super good risk reward ratio on the best trading days. In fact, we've got 100% win rate on the best trading days. You can actually adjust this to go, top 10% or top 25% of days. Same with the worst days. You can see here, generally, we've got really big average losses on the worst trading days. And then here's the cool thing. To reduce risk, you want to... It tells you exactly how you want to multiply your position sizes based on your performance to increase the results. So, and you also get a back test right here. So if you had been following these tips in the past, how would that have improved your results? And it shows you would have performed 23.9% better over the time frame had you been implementing these from day one. So that's a really cool part of the dashboard that I've been working on. And also, this has been there for the entire time. You've got the long versus short performance breakdown. So this particular client, longs not performing so well, maybe reduce the position size on those a little bit. And then on the short, we've got some really good returns. Maybe let's focus on the shorts a little bit more. So yeah, in fact, on the optimizations tab, these position size multipliers, this is why I had that little pause there before. These shouldn't go above 1.3. So little bit of a mistake there. Gonna fix that right when I stop recording, because that's obviously an important thing. But yeah, so that's everything that I've been working on lately. And I've been, this is long time in the works. The strategy optimization platform has been one of the most important tools for improving my own trading and that of my clients. So yeah, that's really cool. Indicators, really excited to finish those, give you access. If you want any access to either the optimization platform, any of the indicators, or all of them, you can go to the website mie.trade. For example, on the website right now, you can click here and just start a chat. Hey, I want the indicators. Gimme. And then, then we can go from there. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully, this might have given you some ideas for your trading to improve it, or at the very least, you just see the cool stuff I'm doing. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again probably on Monday for the podcast. Yeah, bye-bye.